Hey, you found Don't Quote Me, the newest game show podcast that your teenagers are embarrassed you listen to, but you can't get enough of. I'm your co-host, Skylar, and with me, as always, is your favorite chocolate dealer, Sweet Treat Steve. Today's episode is sure to be great. We've got a dynamic, charismatic guest who's no stranger to entertaining. We also have some new and fun games to play. Steve.
Yeah.
You a gamer at all?
Probably news to you, but I am a huge gamer nerd. Anywhere from video games, huge Xbox guy, D&D, you name it, any kind of game.
D&D
yeah.
even?
Yeah.
The first time I had ever heard of D&D was watching Stranger Things.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you got a go-to video game?
Oh, man.
Or console?
I kind of play everything, definitely Xbox only. I would say I am top 5% player of Halo 3
Top
online.
5%?
I could have gone pro. If it was a thing at that time that I knew about, I would have went pro with that. Halo 3 on multiplayer. Yeah, I dominated.
Oh my God. We've never played video games.
Yeah,
Like,
I know it's not really your thing. So.
Not my jam at all. I'm the idiot in a first-person shooter game that's like running with their weapon up towards the ceiling and then down on the floor, and I'm running in a corner.
Trying to shoot someone's foot as you're going up and down.
Yes, I can't stand it. I get sick as a dog, get motion sick.
Yeah.
Not my jam, but board games.
Yeah.
Board games are my jam. We actually grew up in a super competitive house. Me and my brother that's younger than me by 3 years, and we were extremely competitive to the point where I think my mom banned a couple of games. I think at one point somebody threw something, I don't know, stories vary, whether it was a dinner plate or a pencil or something, but there was violence of some sort. And she was like, no more.
Throw that game immediately out.
If we lost, we cried. It was a whole deal.
Yeah.
Nobody...
So when the game started, she knew it was something about to go down there.
Yeah, but we have a family game that we played growing up. It was always at Grandma's house, and I think a couple people have it now. That I saw somebody selling it at the Fargo Street Fair one year.
Chutes and ladders.
It's kind of like Sorry, but with dice and marbles. We always called it Dirty Marbles. I don't know if there's
That's
any...
a pretty fun game name for it, no matter what.
And my grandma is the most ruthless Dirty Marbles player that's ever lived. She doesn't care. She's
Michael
got
Jordan, fuck them kids.
No empathy. Yes, she's swiping you off, sending you back to your base. It's always tough to play with grandma. But I think that's where the competitiveness started. It was a learned behavior for Grandma Daisy. I had
taught it to you.
I beat her in Yahtzee so many times. Once she wanted to play until she won, and I think we were up till like 2 or 3 in the morning because
just wouldn't give up.
She wouldn't give up, and I was on a heater. I never walk away from a heater.
That's the thing. I hated board games. That's something.
Really?
It's mainly the ones that like take a while to explain how to play, like the rules. Mainly the newer ones. Sorry, and different things like that. They can pick up and go. I'm game for. But
not like a strategy game.
Yes.
Guys.
Yeah.
So like Risk or Catan.
It's like
or
this
whatever.
happens and this happens, and then if you do this, you need these coins. I have friends that love those games, but I'm usually trying to like figure a way out to how do I die first.
I still get heated playing Dirty Marbles. I got mad at a sibling one time as an adult. I think I was older than 30. And was like, you are the worst person to ever play this game ever. Went off. It's not a great look.
Yeah.
So we tend to not play a lot of games.
We'll just tuck those away.
My kids also don't lose graciously. So
Wonder where they got that. Yeah.
we used to play board games when it was me and the boys, and the winner would get to do a winner chicken dinner dance. And my youngest, if he didn't win, used to flip the game board and storm upstairs.
Run to the bathroom to go do the dance on his own. Yeah.
There was tears involved. Our guest today is no stranger to games.
Yeah?
Yeah. The word on the street is that he owns nearly every gaming console known to man. And it doesn't just end with video games. This man is a do-gooder, a crowd charmer, an author, a successful podcaster. He's a 3-time letter winner from Holy Angels Academy in Edina, Minnesota. He's the man who puts the fun in fundraising. Please welcome to the stage Matt Kirby of Quiet Drive's older brother and the man with the Alice in Chains tattoo, Patrick Kirby. Woo. Welcome to the stage.
You'll never live that one down. That's great.
Which one?
Which one?
Well, there's a lot of those things. The Matt Kirby bit nearly had me pee my pants.
Yeah.
That was great. I appreciated that one very much.
Yeah, that was good. It was an accurate intro, wasn't
Pretty
it?
unbelievable
Very
find,
accurate
yeah.
one. Yep, that's a good find.
Yeah.
The Alice in Chains tattoo bit.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Is it like
Epic research, by the way. This is a great. This is a great bit.
is it like a small one on your back, or is it like cover the whole back?
It's large enough.
I heard it was on your back, and in my brain, it's a tramp stamp.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But where is it actually?
It is in between my shoulder blades.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. There's one.
Is that the only tattoo?
There's the only tattoo. Yep.
Okay.
I've considered many, but I'm also deathly afraid of needles. So it's ironic.
The furthest place you can't
Furthest
see.
I can't
yeah.
see it, so
Yeah.
it just feels like a scrape. I don't need to watch it. It'll
Sure.
be fine. Yeah.
That's smart.
How old were you when you decided Alice in Chains needs to be on me permanently?
I probably made the decision about it when I was 15.
Nice.
Okay.
Made the actual decision more like 22.
Like the night before a concert, so
It
they
was
could look.
definitely at the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
It was definitely after a couple of cocktails.
Nice.
It
Yeah.
definitely seemed like a great idea.
Yeah.
Did not tell my mother for a number of years until we were on vacation together, where she goes, "What in the hell is that?" And it didn't turn out great at all.
Just swam with your shirt on and everything,
But-
and keep
Yeah.
it.
But I heard that there's it's not just an Alice in Chains tattoo, that
Yep.
there's a bit of personalization to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you can believe one of two stories.
Okay.
Love to hear this.
One, you can believe that the K stands for Kirby.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
There are other people who will also say that it is for an ex-girlfriend. And I am going to go with the former and not
Yeah.
the latter. And I'm going to stick with that
Just
story.
gonna stick. That's my story, and I'm sticking
not-
to
Yeah.
it.
We'll poll the audience. Let's see what you guys have to say.
Feel like, like it's a Kirby bit. Yeah. Or it was for the latter and then became the former, and it was very coincidental.
Smart.
And
It's
very
smooth.
and very
Yeah.
Smooth
forward-thinking.
transition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good to go with just the letter
I'm not
K.
saying-
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Letter might have been a smart one.
Yes. The smartest thing you did there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. I love this.
You still love the tattoo?
I
Or-
do because I don't see it.
Sure.
It's great. I
Yeah.
think I'm super cool.
Yeah.
My kids do not think it's super cool.
No?
They assume that you're like, Dad, what's that? And then they will go on to say like, Hey, I didn't know you had a tattoo. They will know I have one.
Do you ever like anytime they're like questioning the tattoo, are you like, yeah, but listen,
Yeah.
and then play some music?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And then it's gone so far that my oldest child is now an Alice in Chains fan.
Is that
I feel like I've
really?
turned him on to like, yeah, he's a good music fan.
Man, I tried so hard and got so far,
Yeah.
but in the end, didn't really matter.
That's great.
I did not
Side
mean to
note-
do that.
Side note, I love this. So in college, I was a DJ at the college radio station, and you get so back in the day, you got all the CDs prior to anyone releasing them because you were a college radio station.
That's pretty cool.
Super cool, right? So
Definitely.
I remember getting that album.
Sure.
And it was in my dirty little hands a year before it became popular.
Oh,
and
man.
I have told that it was a long time before I said, or did I stopped saying, I knew them before everybody else.
It's hard to get out of the vernacular, you know. The
It
everyday-
is very
yeah.
difficult to do that.
That's so true at that time, though. You did have it before everyone.
I did.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
Means
And
something
then-
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
No, I tried to get my kids to listen or like music that I like,
Mm-hmm.
and they just wound up gravitating towards show tunes. So
that's not bad.
it's not.
You could
no,
do
it's not.
worse.
You could do way worse.
If somebody's listening to Phantom of the Opera, I'm not going to not listen to any
Yeah,
of that.
that's. I think that still is my oldest son's favorite musical.
It is the best one.
Is it cool?
That's the thing. All my kids now, so my oldest one listens to, it's weird, a combination of like screamo metal
Nice.
and rap, because he's got to be obsessed with that.
Yeah.
And then I showed him Rage Against the Machine. He's like, oh, I didn't know this existed. I go, oh, kid, you're going to love whatever.
Yeah.
And then my youngest daughter loves baby metal, which is a
Never heard of
metal-
that.
Oh, yeah. This will blow your mind. So it is a thrash like metal group
Okay.
fronted by 3 tiny Japanese girls who dress up and do like dances. So it's K-pop plus death metal. And it is the best music.
Named a
you'll
baby
ever hear.
metal.
Yeah. And then my middle kid likes dance music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
It's an
spread
eclectic-
out.
It's an eclectic crew.
Yeah.
That's
Who
amazing.
gets first dibs on Spotify chord?
It's anyone who just puts a thing into the
Yeah.
And it's usually the same thing too. So then it goes from thrash metal to Disney pop princesses
Yeah.
to something of it's the weirdest. That's great.
How old are you kids now?
12, 10, and as of today, Willow is 7.
Oh, happy
Oh.
birthday, Willow!
Yeah.
Hero.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here and not
I
with your kid.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
This is great.
Willow's just waiting in the car.
Father's
She's
We
all
have the car
right.
keys down there outside. I left them
Father's
open,
Day.
it's
Father's
fine.
Day's a couple days away.
Yeah.
Well, she'll forget about it by then.
Too good. No, I appreciate you inviting me. This is a great set.
Yeah.
I like everything I see so far.
That's the first time we've heard that.
Yeah.
This is a great set.
It's a great set.
Most of the time, people are like, "Are we getting murdered in here?"
We just edit that part out,
What's
but yeah,
happening?
we're keeping that one.
So, do good, better consulting.
Yeah.
That's your jam. That's
is.
you. That's your
Me.
business. That's
I
you.
do that, yeah.
What is it?
We are a consulting firm that helps nonprofits suck less at fundraising.
All right.
And I say that with affection and love because most people, and actually every person, nobody goes to college or grad school to become a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. You can't get a degree in annual giving or of like event planning. So everybody is an accidental fundraiser when they join a nonprofit, and nobody knows how to do it unless you just do it. So, you're gonna suck at it unless you do it. And if you don't do it, right or often, it can get very confusing and it's a very small world. And so you feel as if you don't know anything and then you doubt yourself, etc. So I like to make you suck less at it. You're gonna suck at it because you don't know what you're doing. Nobody does. I don't know it. I've been doing it for like 20 years and I still don't know all of that stuff.
Well, how
But I
did
know
you?
more than that.
How did you find out that you were not someone
Sucky?
who sucks at it?
Not-
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's a fun story. It involves me sucking at something else. So
Okay.
I was a politics major and out of college,
Yeah.
which means I was unemployed. And I had the audacity to say, I read a bunch of books on how to run a campaign election, so I will run for office. So I ran for office in the Twin Cities.
What office?
The House of Representatives.
Okay.
District
Cool.
63B. Shout out East Bloomington, West Richfield.
Screw you if you didn't vote
yeah,
him in, though, yeah.
It's great. So in 2004, I ran for office. And
Hold on. How old were you in 2004?
too young to run for office.
High aspirations, high hopes.
High aspirations. It was like
Okay.
a couple years out of college,
Okay.
and I had nothing better to do. And
Okay.
I was like, well, let's do this.
Sweet. That's a lot of politicians, actually.
Super great. Right. Now, was I arrogant enough to think that I could unseat a 6-term incumbent in a district that did not favor the color that I was running with? Absolutely. Did I get my ass kicked? Yes.
Absolutely.
But I raised more money than I was legally allowed to spend in a state house race.
Wow.
Okay.
So I suck at politics, but I turned out to be a pretty good fundraiser. And then after that, I worked for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I started an office up here in Fargo, and then I went to the Ann Carlson Center, and then I just decided to take a leap.
Let's
and
go
do
for
my
it.
own
Do
thing
your
about
thing.
7 years ago.
Yeah,
The
that was,
politician thing again, but with fundraising, yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That was 2017, right?
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Coming up.
remember because that's we all started at the same time. There's
We
a
all did.
bunch of us.
It is weird. 2017 was a really weird year.
Yeah.
Where like a whole bunch of cool small businesses decided to like just do it.
Yeah.
And we all didn't know what we were doing at all. And none of us. And we're all terrified.
But I thought it was cool because like we all kind of like tried to support each other the best
Everybody.
we could.
It was such a cool. It was such a cool. It still is a cool environment. It's a
Yeah.
cool environment to do business. But that was really a fun year.
I don't think many of us have dropped off. I
No.
think almost that whole like class of
Yes.
2017 is.
So that I'm reminded of this very often, where I'm like, oh, you're still around. Oh yeah, you're still doing great things.
Yeah.
And then you see the kind of the ones blow up, and you see you're expanding, and then Matt from Be More Colorful is exploding. Like,
Oh
it's
my
really
gosh,
kind
yes.
of fun to see everyone who still calls each other and talks with each other
Yeah.
often about wins and stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Yep,
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Fargo for
Let's
being
go.
a great
Yeah.
place to start a business. Yeah,
Great ecosystem. It's awesome.
it's been awesome. Yeah. I've asked a couple questions already, Steve.
Yeah.
You fire away.
So where do you see you do good better in about 5 years? Where do you want to take it?
That's great. Great question. I like keeping our staff small, so I like us
Mm-hmm.
keeping a little boutique-y, which is kind of fun and nice. But I think it's interesting. We're finding that capacity building is really kind of fun, so helping nonprofits sort of raise more money. I've spoke a lot more places throughout the Midwest, which is kind of fun. So I've always wanted it to be like a one-stop shop for small nonprofits to like ask questions on how on earth they do better fundraising, and I think we're getting there. So I think it would be, let's do like a boutique campaign for like a capital campaign, like one of those.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just day-to-day ops or just kind of answering questions and calls all the time. We do a thing where I just do an Ask Me Anything every week.
Yeah.
So we got members
That's
who
nice.
come onto our site and just kind of have a membership. So every week I get to come on, and they just pepper me with questions.
Yeah.
And a lot of the smaller nonprofits like don't know what they're doing, and so all they need is like a quick answer to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
But like how to Google that and find that.
Yeah,
a little
very
confusing.
specific question.
Yeah. So like, why don't you just ask somebody, and then they can help
Yep.
move forward. And I think doing a lot more of that's gonna be
Oh,
kind of fun.
that's
yeah,
cool.
no, that's great. There's so much about you, Patrick, that I find surprising,
Okay.
right? Because you've got this great, like, you've got this persona online and your presence, and you've got a great stage presence.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. You get asked to go and speak all over the place.
Yeah.
I think you've emceed just about every event
It
in
seems like that.
Fargo at least once. Yeah, but one of the things that I think is most surprising about you is your taste in music.
Yes.
So kind of circling back, doubling down.
Yeah.
But how old do you think you were when you went full emo?
Huh? That's a really good question.
And then
So,
then what pulled you out of that phase?
Sure.
If you got pulled out or you just hiding a little bit.
Are you? Is it?
That's
Yeah.
actually a better explanation for it. So definitely high school, and it was in 1994. We can all agree that was probably the best year in any summer movie ever in history, right? Like True Lies, and it was like The Little Mermaid. Everything was great, but the first one that came out in March was The Crow.
Oh,
The Crow, right?
Dang,
We all remember
okay.
The Crow, and we all remember The Crow soundtrack.
Okay.
If you're of our age, you're like, okay, this is great. It was Stone Temple Pilots and his thing, but it was 9 Inch Nails, and it was really cool. And all of a sudden, in high school, there were goth chicks.
Yeah.
And
Even
again,
even in what was the name of your high school?
Holy
The
Angels?
Holy
Academy of
Angels
Holy
Academy.
Angels,
Yeah.
the Academy of Holy Angels, not of the Holy Angels.
Can't block
Okay.
it, goth
Holy
from
Angels.
coming in, yeah.
You cannot. So we would have uniforms, right? It was navy blue pants and it was a white shirt.
Okay.
But they didn't say what you could do with that as an outfit. So
Oh.
were there multiple layers of chains? Yes.
Dang.
Were there black boots that went along with it? Absolutely. Was there belts that were a thing? Were there wallets made of duct tape?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. Did we all dye our hair? Maybe. Yeah, it was a phase. And it was not a pretty one.
No?
It was gross.
What?
Yeah.
Did you ever? Dyed your hair? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you dye it any wild colors, or was it just like bleach blonde like Eminem?
Okay, so
Real
story
Slim
there.
Shady, yeah.
This is again dyed my hair blonde, but didn't leave it in long enough, and turned out marigold. And it was the day before we went on a family vacation. And again, my parents, God bless them, they would be cake eater country, it would be dining in Bloomington, right? So they're taking their obnoxiously dyed-haired child on
Sticks out.
Angsty,
Very sticks
angsty
out.
teenager.
with marigold hair that also did my eyebrows because I didn't want my eyebrows to do that, so they turned marigold.
Dang.
So that was one trip of a terrible hair. The other one was when we went to Disney World. And again, I realize it's a lap of luxury, but I was wearing baggy corduroy pants
Yes.
and my Doc Martens.
Dang.
And it's in California in
in
the
the
summer.
heat.
It is 1,000 degrees, and I refuse to
Yep.
take off my corduroy pants.
You were
because I'm
hardcore.
an angry teen.
Yeah, the style. Yeah.
Mom and Dad. So there's a bunch of photos in this nice little family, and then me, broody teen,
Dripping
corduroy
sweat.
pants,
Yeah.
honestly, like
Yeah.
dripping sweat. It's gross.
Yeah. So when was the switch?
The turn was when you had gothy bands go almost punk rock.
Oh, yeah.
And then that became mainstream, and I was like, okay, everybody's cool with it now. I don't have to hide, and I can almost look normal but still listen to music like that.
Okay.
And it's
To the
never
grunge
stopped.
area and
Yeah.
then alt rock.
So then we've talked about concerts that you've been to. What are some of the most recent concerts you've gone to?
I went to the band Ghost.
Yes.
With my 11-year-old at the time.
Nice.
We drove to
That one wasn't here.
Oh no, we drove to like Wisconsin. We drove to
Did you really?
Milwaukee.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. So they weren't playing in the area.
Okay.
I've seen them 5 times now.
Yeah,
They're upset. I'm obsessed.
I remember talking to you after they were here one
Yeah.
time, and they were with a band that I really like, and I'm going to blank on the name because Nothing More.
Nothing yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole and I went to Grand Forks to go to
Yes,
Nothing More.
they're great. Yeah,
in
that's
this
a great
moment.
band too. Yeah, so Ghost is one, and ironically, they're releasing a movie in the theater about the live performance of the concert that we saw, but does new bands, and then you have to buy tickets. And I bought the first opening. I was the first person to buy tickets in Fargo for the movie theater, and then I'm bringing my kid to that. And
All right.
I'm obsessed with
That's
them.
awesome.
Yeah, or I will go to an aging 80s butt rock band because I think 80s ballads
Yes.
back in the day, that is the single greatest genre of music.
You'd be a big fan of Jordan. Shout out to his band.
Yes.
Cover band, 80s band. Yeah.
Yes. It's the greatest era of music, and I think we all learned everything about love and what we needed to learn about from Tesla.
Brett Michaels.
I think. Yeah. everything about it. Yeah. So
On a few other like powerlifter
Yeah.
pages, they've been listening to like India rock.
Oh yeah,
like metal, Indian metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indian metal's super hardcore.
Yeah.
Falling in Reverse is like on my super listen to list a lot. And they went from like super emo, pop punk to like now straight up metal band. And Tom
Yeah.
Holland, who's their drummer. This is really inside baseball. I apologize, but he's like the best drummer I've ever heard of in my entire life. So that's really good.
But speaking of some cover bands, have you ever reached out to any Alice in Chains cover bands, see if they need consulting needs?
I haven't, but I stalked an Alice in Chains cover band
Yeah.
that is in the area that comes around every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then I realized that they not only play in an Alice in Chains cover band, but they also play in a Nirvana cover band, and, and then a Soundgarden cover band, and they just switched players depending on what the day is.
Yeah.
Sure.
And sometimes they'll play 2 back-to-back shows, and some of the players will play in the same thing. And I went to several shows in the Midwest to have,
They'll be recognizing you in the crowd for sure.
I'm in the back, just like I'm old, I'm fine.
Yep.
But then I realized that everybody else is old because that's
Everyone's trying to stay in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a good one.
Circling back to surprising things,
Yep.
I heard that you were a very proud Letterman's jacket wearer.
I am.
Can
Yeah.
you tell me, what did you letter in?
I don't want to tell you. That's a terrible thing. Okay.
Got one.
Bowling.
Bowling.
Okay.
Okay.
Theater.
Nice.
Choir.
Dang.
Now,
I didn't know you could letter in bowling.
Neither did I. And there were only 7 of us on the team, and we just were varsity bowling.
Okay.
And you could just get nachos every day. That was really the thing. We go bowling and eat nachos.
What's your highest bowling score, and have you ever hit a 7-10 split?
I accidentally.
Yeah?
I think it just ricocheted off of everything, and I didn't know how I did it. I think my highest, and this is the terrible thing about high school bowling, when there is no other team members that bowl other
Yeah.
than your one good friend.
Just
Spanky.
show up.
Shout out Spanky. That show up. He was really good. He's at like 250s or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I would be like 120.
Sure.
But it didn't matter because there was no other people to play.
Yeah, just show up and you get
just
the
show up
letter.
and get the letter.
All right.
So a letter and a chevron that sit in the
Dang.
box.
All right.
Theater and choir.
Big,
Student
big.
government was another one. I think I actually did
Yeah,
student government.
so you got
as the fourth
4
one.
bands?
All right.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Let's go.
All of those things, well, the theater and the choir thing,
Yeah.
those are all things my kids have lettered into.
Yeah.
So,
It makes them awesome human beings.
Maybe we should try bowling, maybe.
Well,
That'd be
here's the
good.
other thing too.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly
Yeah.
invaluable skill set.
I believe that.
cues.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a great theater program in Nashua, Montana. There's the Fort Peck Summer Theater, where people can audition for that, but they
Sounds
usually
fancy.
bring people in for those. So you get to be an extra. I was an extra in The Music Man one
like
time.
that.
Only thing I remember is that they asked us to amble across stage while we're singing some songs. But
That's good.
my mom made me do it. I didn't want to do it. She made me do it, and then God graced me with 2 great theater kids who
Yeah.
are super talented.
Instead of you
Very
using it, you
talented.
pass it on. But I signed up for one thing in theater because it just was me and my friends messing around in speech and drama class. Our teacher was like, this would be a great bit to put in our next play. And so we practiced it. And I can't remember how long it was before the show. I got an F in geometry, so I wasn't allowed to act in the show. So I got kicked out of it.
good.
Yeah, I didn't even get to act it out.
All that hard work for
Yeah,
nothing.
they put somebody else in it.
So good.
That sucks.
Should
Steve
become a writer. Yeah.
Steve came to my son's his senior musical performance. They did Pippin.
Yes,
I'm not
it was
sure
really
if you're
good.
familiar with Pippin, but they did it in a very, what word would you use?
It wouldn't have flew at my high school at the time. Just, it's very, there was kissing, was there cursing too or something?
Yeah,
Just like
there's some
things
light
that teachers
cursing.
at my time
Oh,
wouldn't,
yeah.
wouldn't have allowed. And I was like, wow, okay.
And even Xander's outfit was a little, well, he said it was supposed to be androgynous. So he,
That makes sense.
and it was a part that was like made for him. He did.
Yeah, he killed
a
it.
really good job.
There are certain plays that you look back now and you're like, how on earth did we get permission to do any
Oh,
of those? Like
yeah.
the amount of like underlying sexual tension in these things, like theater kids who are already brimming with like ridiculous amount of hormones that don't make any sense to me.
I loved when we got into, so we drove to Xander's theater performance together and we get in the car and it was just quiet for a second. And then Steve goes, my school would have lost their minds.
A little small hillbilly school in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that would have not have flew.
great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
So, recovering Catholic schoolboy.
Yep.
And Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
That's what was it like being a D&D fan in Catholic school during the Satanic Panic era?
That's a very good question. So it went from I dabbled in D&D, never played.
Okay.
Didn't play Magic the Gathering though. So if you want to be a cool kid in high school, get into Magic the Gathering right away. You attract all the cool kids. It's great.
Where the stinky kids go.
It's exactly right. So I had an extensive collection there. Back to the music thing for a second, where back in the '90s, Metallica released a box set.
Sure.
And it was called like Live Shit. I think that's what it was. And again, I live under the roof with Mother Teresa of Bloomington. So I am, and she found not only my Nine Inch Nails CD, but she also found the box set that had all the curse words on it.
Oh, man.
And then threw them away.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because there's a song in Nine Inch Nails called Closer, and she made me play it for her in front of her. She's like, tell me about these lyrics. Tell me about these lyrics, Patrick. What are these lyrics?
I don't
You want to
wanna.
do what, like an animal?
I don't wanna.
What is that? Is that what we're teaching you here? Oh, God, it was brutal. Yeah.
Oh, great parenting move, actually.
Oh, it's a power parenting move.
Yeah, that was
it's
good.
super great. So back to then the nerd D&D thing got into the video games, which got into like the Final Fantasies and the Chrono Triggers and all the RPGs that I'm just obsessive over the last number of years that I've not stopped playing actually, as a grown adult. Which
They're a good way to break away from
it's
the world,
a
you know?
complete reality break.
Yeah.
And again, I heard in your post or your pre-interviews on didn't realize that video games could be an actual thing.
Yeah.
And then I heard a disgusting fact, which will make your brain crazy, is that the top League of Legends player made more than Tom Brady did at peak career.
Wow.
All virtual gaming. And I was in Vegas a couple of months ago, and I'm in our little, wherever the heck we're staying, and you can see the, what's the pyramid one? The
Luxor?
Luxor, yeah. Next to the Luxor, it's an esports gaming, like, stadium.
Yeah.
Where they do
Crazy
stadium
stuff.
gamings, and you just go in there and watch people play video games.
You got the sponsors, you get people watching you online, you got people watching you live. Yeah.
And I can no longer claim to my kids, like, this is going to rot your brains. I'm like, they could be really good.
You could be a millionaire.
They could be a millionaire. Yeah.
I feel like there was a fork in the road for you, Steve, and you were like,
I would have jumped on super
Chocolate.
early. If I would have started streaming like video games like
That
that,
would
at
be
that
it.
time would have been the right time. Yeah.
yeah,
See?
man, what could have been?
What could have been?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Can you
don't
tell
let it
me
keep you up at
a
night.
time you had to make a difficult decision and had to let your teammate down in D&D?
Oh, yeah. Several. So we've been playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign for, and no lie, 4.5 years.
Oh my
Dang.
No.
That's a good one.
I'm the only player that has died because I make terrible decisions in game.
Like aggressively?
Aggressively,
Yeah.
right? So I started out at my first character that I've ever played with was a barbarian, and we all
Same.
know that they just have no brains.
That's what they're meant to do, yeah.
Yep, exactly. So we're in a dungeon somewhere, and I make the terrible move, much to the chagrin of the entire team, because it puts everybody into danger. It happened to be that I saved everyone, but sacrificed myself. And I go, well, listen, look at
noble.
me, Christ-like character.
Yeah.
Like you should. So then I came back as another character, and then now I come back as a bard.
He was his third character
My
now.
third character now in 4 years. I came back as a bard.
As a team player now, at
Very
least.
team
Yeah.
player. And in the last session that we actually played, I decided to woo sexually a dragon
Nice.
to ride her into battle.
Hit them nat 20s on that, yeah.
Had these desperate nat 20s. And again, I feel so I haven't let my team down, but what I have done is make our dungeon master go gray a little quicker.
Yeah.
Out of all
lot
the
of frustration,
shenanigans
yep.
that I cause. You can hear him audibly sigh
Yeah.
every time I'm making a decision.
Sure, he's got a little railroad he's thinking about
Yeah.
taking in. Yeah.
Like, God damn it,
You
Patrick,
derail it.
again. So his whole master plan that he comes in and just does a lot of work pre-game to like, hey, well, this session's going to go exactly like this. There's always a what would Patrick do route, and I usually take that. I feel bad about it.
I'll tell you this real
What a
quick, Scott.
Christian, I'm sorry.
To go in a little deeper how nerdy I can get sometimes, I have written an entire D&D story. Well, it's a whole different gameplay. I wrote it from scratch, all the characters, how to play. It's different. It's a simplified version of D&D for people to play, and got all my friends together on a guys trip, and we all played it until about 3 a.m. in the morning.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Oh man, Patrick, you and I have quite a bit in common. We're both football fans.
Yes.
We were both selected for the Rad Dad article.
We were.
Yeah.
That is.
Do you
we
have
both
to be an
lift
actual
weights.
dad?
Apparently it's a qualification.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dog dad, cat dads don't count.
Yeah, doesn't count.
Yeah.
No, we both lift weights. You still lifting?
Yep. Not as often as I want to.
Yeah. And we both married out of our league.
Facts.
So, and then we also both jumped into self-employment at about the same time. So, what forces led to you making that entrepreneurial jump?
So, so my dad, back when I was in high school, quit his job and started his own business.
Okay.
So I watched him like do it, and I was like, God, I'm gonna do this by 40. So I had this mental note that I was gonna start my own business by the age of 40. Turns out, when I was in my my big kid job, my last big kid job, transition of leadership.
Sure.
Did not necessarily get along.
Didn't like your style?
No, not at all. I distinctly remember a conversation, the first conversation that we had.
Yeah.
New boss to be, and then me. Right.
Jazz hands.
Right, jazz hands. And I remember after a meeting we had, he pulled me aside and he goes, "Hey, can I just ask you a question?" I go, "Absolutely." And he goes, "Are you always like this?" And I was like, "You mean awesome?" And he goes, "No." He's like, "Is this a bit?" And I go, "It's been a pretty good bit for like 30 odd years." And he goes,
Finally.
He goes, "Huh." And he walked away. And I was like, "Oh no, that's not going to be a thing that I can do anymore." And then
Screw that guy, though.
immediately started going, "Okay, I've always wanted to do this. How do I do it?"
Yeah.
So I went into like my own like self-delusion that I could start a business.
Sure.
Built a business plan. I don't know how to build a business plan. Nobody tells you how to do that.
Yeah,
too.
nobody does.
You make it up.
Yep.
Google.
Shout out Paul over at the Small Business
Yes,
Association.
Paul Smith,
Nice.
yeah.
You just like you go up to him and you like read him you read this plan. And I remember I had this plan all mapped out, and he goes, "So it says here on Fridays you're not going to work and you're going to play golf every day." And I go, "Yeah, that's the plan. I think I've worked hard enough that I deserve a Fridays off the golf." He goes, "Well, let me know how that goes." And I was like, and
I
there
will,
hasn't been a day on Friday that I've taken off to golf in 7 years. He was right. He was subtle about it. He was right. And so I had everything built. I had a website, I had business cards, logo, professional shoot, like all the things, Facebook ready. Everything was on lockdown. And I just remember having a conversation one day. And he goes, "We got some changes and we're going to do this. And I go, "No, I don't think I want to do that anymore." And within 2 weeks, I just turned everything on and away we went.
I have another like businessy one. You got a funny one?
Yeah, let's go back to the video games a little bit. What's your favorite Final Fantasy game?
Okay, well that's, all right. So Final Fantasy 6 or 3 in the
Really?
Americas
Okay.
is the actual best one. It's the best
Usually
storyline.
people say like 7 and
I
10.
disagree. I take a very L take with the number 7. I think it's terrible.
It's not
I
my
don't-
favorite either.
No, it's not my favorite. It's fine. It
Yeah.
is what it is. I think it is not as cohesive and it's boring and there's a lot of wandering around and I don't understand several plot lines of it. It's fine. I get it. But number 3 was great because that was the first like through thread line. You get like halfway through the game, you think it's over, and then the world ends, and then you start on. You got to beat everything again, and it's just, it is insane.
I haven't played that one. Which console was that on?
So SNES. It's
Oh, it was
Final
an
Fantasy
SNES,
3,
okay.
yep. And then I'll go Final Fantasy 2, which is the one prior to it, and that I think I could play every day.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a great thing. I played the newest one,
Was it 15?
15 or 16.
Yeah, it's up there. 15 and a half.
The
There's
Roman
some-
numerals.
You keep
that
looking at
confuse
me
me.
like
It's
I know. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
smiling and nodding at this
And,
one.
so I just played that one, and it's super. So you get into these. Open
different
world
now, yeah.
Yeah. So you can like wander around. You can play for 900 hours.
Yeah.
And you'll never accomplish everything. Right? It's an insane. This new one is super linear. Like
Yeah.
there are not a lot of side quests. You just keep going.
That's nice.
And then you have an option to like do more story than it is action stuff. And I
Oh.
hadn't played like a story game in a very long time. It was very open
That's
world.
way more chill if you want
Way
that.
more chill.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was like 35 hours straight play.
Yeah.
Super great story.
Yeah.
You didn't have to.
It's like watching a movie, really, just a controller in your hand, you know?
And to nerd out even more, I in my office, I just listen to Final Fantasy piano music. That's my background music.
That's
every night.
My wife listens to all game music and movie soundtracks. It's like half her Spotify.
It is so good. Yeah, mine's all like, again, thrash metal piano music.
Yeah. Very weird mix.
It's about balance, right?
DJ's having a tough time. Yeah.
Super good.
This reminded me of the movie Grandma's Boy. That's,
That's a repeat movie.
Man, I just watched it with my oldest because I went to visit him in Houston.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're not just going to sit around your apartment while we're here. Let's go to the Improv, and we're going to watch stand-up comedy. Nick Swardson was there.
Stop.
High score, what's that?
He's coming to Fargo.
He's coming to Fargo,
yeah.
Yeah. Come on the show, Nick.
Please.
It'd be great to have you.
You should.
Tagged.
But my son, independently on his own, started watching Reno 911.
It was Terry, right?
He
So
knows
he knows
Nick
Terry.
He knows Terry.
Oh my God,
And so
yes.
he had a good time there.
That's
And
incredible.
he talked
It's so
about
good.
creating the character Terry on the bit. So it was good. It was a good time. And then he wanted to watch Grandma's Boy. He'd never seen it. So we
Yeah.
went home and watched Grandma's
That's
Boy.
a good one.
That is a
That was a good one.
Just real quick, I'll say Final Fantasy 10 is my favorite. We even.
10 is, so 10
That was like the
is-
first step into the insane graphics.
That is the insane graphics, and the characters in that one is great. And then I will defer to you because
Okay.
this is for all Final Fantasy nerds. There's one scene in Final Fantasy X
Okay.
you can recognize as the most awkward scene of all time, and I will give you a hint. It's the laughing scene, and so there's a scene. Oh, you
That
dorks
kind
out
of sounds
there.
familiar.
They're right on their way out. They find he plays Blitzball.
Yes.
They find
I
it.
took forever. I didn't stop until I beat that freaking mission. But
You
yeah.
know, too. God, it was obnoxious. I was really good at it, and then I stopped playing it, and I was terrible at it forever. But then there's a place where the lead character and it just starts laughing, going,
Yeah.
it is.
Just out in the wall. It's like
Just out in the
yeah. Yes.
Just laughing like a crazy person. It makes no sense for the story. It doesn't make sense for the actor. I can't imagine what it sounded like in the sound room.
Oh,
that they did it.
yeah.
It is the weirdest, awkwardest. Yeah.
We named our dog Una after obviously Una.
Ah, that is the dorkiest thing
Yeah.
ever. And I love it.
And I got a Una staff tattoo on my arm
you
too.
really?
Yeah.
We should become best friends.
Does yours also have an initial for an ex-girlfriend?
It doesn't. It's super tiny. No.
How dare you? I thought we established this early
Yeah.
on.
We're past that
We're
part.
past
Don't bring
that
up the K on its back.
Yeah, that's great. Damn it.
Well, you've got fun dad energy, right? So you've got 3 kids you talked about already,
Yep.
right? You got fun dad energy. I want to know. It's been a long time since my kids have been like little.
Yeah.
What kind of like fun bedtime routines? Fun. What's the
So-
word? What am I thinking of?
Just routine.
Yeah, I like this. Okay, so
Tradition.
Court
That was the word.
tradition?
Oh my
Courts.
god, that took for a long. I'm
Tradition.
sorry.
I think the best tradition, my kids don't think it's the best tradition, I
Yeah.
do, is I will, on the first day of school, will come in and I will sing It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year at an obnoxious level. Right? So then I started
your
writing
Christmas, yeah.
lyrics to It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year about how they would go to school.
Okay.
Love
And
it.
that's gone on for a number of years too. So I will now come down, I will flip on the lights, I'll start singing, and they'll just roll over like, no, God, no, why, no, why, right? They hate it. This year, and this is the twist on it this year, is that they were prepared for me to do that, and they had water guns.
Oh my
So
God.
I woke them up, and they were already awake, ready for me to do the song and attack me with water.
That's
Oh
amazing.
man.
And I'm like, you have now leaned into the bit so much that
Yeah.
you're now part of it, and I love it.
Yeah.
So it's been great. That is my favorite thing.
That's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
That's
you can't
awesome.
even be mad at it.
No,
It's
I
like,
can't be.
I created
was actually
this.
proud of it. Yeah, I've done this.
All you can do is take it up a notch from
Which-
there. You know?
That's part of the dad energy too, where you're like, you are yelling at your kids for not doing things or acting a certain way.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, God, why are they always acting like that? And my wife will go,
Lemire? Yeah.
it's you.
Yeah.
You created this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a problem.
My kids are a little bit older, and at this age now, especially my younger one, who he doesn't like sports. There's very little like in common in that route or whatever, and so. But there's been a lot of times now his sense of humor has translated over.
Yep.
It's actually I'm not on his close friends.
Oh.
but
Come on.
I will hear from other people that he will post some things that I have already posted or shared with people. So we're like on the same wavelength there. And my wife is always saying,
incredible.
you two are more alike than either of you think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sense of humor is there. And it's like,
That genetic code is strong.
it's good. It's good. His sense of humor is
doubt.
awesome. Yeah.
That's funny.
But I mostly say that because it's like looking in a mirror.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm my target audience. I think I'm funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't think I'm funny, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't realize that it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
He's saying he's not funny, basically. Yeah.
You got any more?
I just got one more.
Okay, go fire. Fire
You
away.
sure?
Yeah. Or is it a good closer?
It's a good closer.
All
Well,
right,
it's
well-
secondary closer.
Well, tell us. I want to know about Matt.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure you love getting asked questions about your brother, but what was it like living in a van with musicians on tour?
down by the river. Yeah.
Down by the river. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And was there a hazing? Because were you the only non-band member tagging along?
Yeah, so every once in a while I would tag along on tour.
Yeah.
I would go on like a Midwest tour. I'd be there like a tour manager, like once or twice.
Sure.
Like
Nice.
it was really fun to do. I was like a fangirl of the band that I would travel around with.
Sure.
So that's how I got obsessed with it. So they started in college and they were just like a cover band at Twosome. And then they merged with another band and they became like big. And like they literally blew up. Like it was a weird moment where my brother is on the radio. And do you remember like, oh God, what was that movie? With the
John Tucker
Wonders?
Must Die?
No, they were actually, they're on it. They're on it.
They have a song in that. Yeah.
But anyway, there were the Wonders, and they would like listen to them, and they got on the radio.
That Thing You Do?
That Thing You Do, right?
Yeah.
So so we had that moment. It was like a really bizarre, heard my
Yeah.
brother on the radio bit.
Yeah.
And then
That's awesome.
he just kept getting more popular. And I was like, well, I'm the oldest. I should be the most popular one. I was not the most popular one. And it was annoying. It's still annoying. So they go to do great things. They blow up. They have a couple albums. It's great. It's great freaking music. I met, my wife and I met through the band. Like,
Oh,
that
wow.
was kind of how that,
All right.
that whole worked. So here's the power play for Matt. Shout out, Matt. He now works, and he's a sales guy and sales manager. I think it's Workday now. And so he sits every day on Zoom calls with potential clients. And in the background of his Zoom calls is the gold record from Sony.
That is
and I was
sick.
like, that is the biggest power
is
play
sick.
of all time.
Yeah.
You go, oh, I'm sorry. You mean that over there? Oh, let me tell you about
There's
it.
a glare? Oh, it must
Oh,
be
I'm
that
sorry.
up there.
That's weird. Yeah.
That's
he
it's about to
sits
be
with it.
it's about to be Ryan with his Jimmy Stubble Award.
Yeah, you better have that up hanging up.
Yeah, it's just the biggest power play move of
that's
all
amazing.
time. Yeah, he's great. It's stupid. He's nice. He's got 4 girls.
Yeah.
He's just a good dad, and it's stupid. And
Annoying.
he's talented
Yeah.
and annoying. And
I believe it was Less Than Jake, the band. Have you seen them perform live?
oh yeah,
They have the guy that dances up there only. He doesn't do anything but dance. Yeah, that could have been you. You could have been the guy that he just only dances. Just doing their weird
Mighty,
moves.
Mighty Boss Tones guy.
Maybe that was him. Yeah, that was it. My bad.
that's
My
the
Mighty Boss
bit.
Tones.
Kicking his way across stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been me. Now, did I get mistaken for my brother from time to time
And let it
at
go?
bars in the Twin Cities? And did I say, no, that's me, Patrick Kirby? No. I
That's awesome.
sometimes went and leaned in and said, of course I am Matt Kirby of Quiet Drive. That's funny.
I'll take that free drink.
I will take that. Yes, free drinks.
That's good.
So I leaned in a lot on that one. It's aggressive.
That's awesome.
No.
Why don't you hit your closer here?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think Rachel Ray would cook you up for breakfast after a night together? Since from what I hear, she is your hall pass.
She is my hall pass. She's been a hall pass for a long time. Still my hall pass. So did you ever watch the Food Network back in its infancy, back in the days?
No.
I do remember Rachel Ray on there, but I don't know about infancy. Yeah.
So side note, like in college, we would watch Iron Chef, but the Japanese version of it, and I was obsessed with it. Like again, I'm already playing Final Fantasy. I'm already way into like Japanese K-pop culture already.
Give it to me. Yeah.
And then Rachel Ray comes on, and I was like, I don't know what was moved inside of me.
Your energy was already pretty high there.
I was
Yeah.
already into it. I didn't know I wanted this. It just happened.
She just happened to be in the way.
It happened to be in the way. And I am now obsessed, and I love every bit of it, and I still do. I would say, again.
Yeah, your breakfast the next day. What is she
my
cooking you
breakfast.
up?
Here's what I would do. I will counter that point with I would like to make her breakfast.
Oh,
That's
man.
what I would like to do. I would like to make her eggs.
There's an unsatisfied joke in there somewhere. But I don't know if
100%
it.
Depends on the night wind.
I
Is
don't know
the
if I have
answer?
time to
Yeah.
explore that, but you're right. No, I would say
Disappointed twice.
Yeah, disappointed. So many
How
times.
quality the breakfast is, yeah.
It can't be worse.
Yeah.
That would be the
Sure,
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
I would say if you're gonna do it, I would say there's probably a hash involved with an over-easy egg.
Sure.
It's probably as sexy as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
So a little bit of that, and then maybe a Men in Black flash.
Yep. And then I go, okay, yeah, that's good. That's enough.
Forget what happened here.
Oh, right. Let's never talk about this again. Yeah. I'm sorry I've disappointed you. Believe me, yeah. It's terrible.
I think we should jump into games.
All right.
Yeah, let's jump into some games.
I like this.
So
All right.
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve can hit you with the rules here.
Okay.
We got
What
something
we're
here
doing.
called the Wheel of Fortuitousness and how it's
God.
going to work. We got 6 games on here, all right?
my
And
gosh.
we're going to play about just 3 of them here today. So you're going to spin the wheel, and whenever it lands on, I'll explain the rules. So
Okay.
some games will be just for you, some games will be for all of us.
Okay.
And depending on how that goes, if you mess up or we mess up, you're going to have to dig into the box of fortuitousness here. Got some chocolates in there, and some of them are plain chocolate, some are spicy, some are sour. So yeah, you don't want to lose.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and just give it a spin, and then we'll
Or maybe I do want to lose. And
Yeah.
That's what, yeah. Okay. This is the best concept
Yeah.
for a talk show. Of all
Yeah.
time. I just wanna let
What do
you
we
know.
got? What do we got? What do we got? Fargo famous
Hey,
here.
it's made an appearance more often than
Okay.
not.
All right.
Yeah. Are you very familiar with Fargo history?
Not probably as much
When,
as I
when did you
should.
move to Fargo?
12, 13 years ago?
Oh, okay. You've been here for a minute. What year was that?
20.
moved here at the same time?
Yeah.
I moved here 2009.
So Fargo famous. You're going to guess the answer to this locally based question about Fargo, a famous person, place, or thing.
Gotcha.
All right. Your question is, who filled in for Buddy Holly after their tragic plane crash known as the day the music died on the way to play in Moorhead, Minnesota?
All right. Buddy Holly,
Yes.
you say? Okay. I'm going to answer. This is the only answer that that I would even remotely know.
Okay.
Because there's a mural on it. Can I say Bob Dylan and not be stupid?
So you can say that and not be stupid. I would guess that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only name I know.
And while it's not the answer to the question, it's not necessarily wrong. He didn't fill in as the headliner. He was part of a band that did play that night, I believe.
That's true.
Oh.
I think that is correct as well.
Okay.
But
So we were looking for the headliner.
Oh boy.
Headliner was
Bobby V.
Bobby V.
Bobby V,
V-E-E,
Fargo
yeah.
native. Yeah.
Fargo native Bobby V. Kind of got going right there. So
That
Yeah,
is.
he was 15 years old when
Yeah.
he stepped in for that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So you earned yourself a piece of chocolate.
Yeah, if you want to reach in there and grab one, no half bites. Got to just
Yeah, you gotta.
just munch
eat the whole
away.
They
thing.
look delicious.
Thank you.
Now,
I ma-
will there be good ones in here?
yes, there is
Okay,
some
there are.
plain
Okay.
ones. Yes, I make them all myself. Anything happening?
There's a honey.
Okay, that's gonna be a spicy one. Yeah, it might build a little bit unless your heat tolerance is pretty high. Then you might be okay.
Yeah, where are you on spicy things? You a spicy food kind of
I
guy?
love it.
Do you?
Do you?
Okay,
I'm
all right.
obsessed with it.
Well, then
Yeah.
you might not think
That
they're
was
that
really
bad.
good.
Yeah, thank you. It's my chocolate. Treetheater.com.
You should go buy a lot of these. I would eat that. Okay, so I know that's supposed to be a punishment.
Yeah,
I love that.
I can make you a 12-pack. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I want to go buy those. That builds. Holy.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna be real manly there for a
yeah.
second.
I did the same
That
exact
gets ya.
thing. It does. It sneaks up.
Taking them deep breaths.
Yep.
That's really good though.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
Go ahead and spin for
This is
game
good
number
one.
2 here, man.
Is that for me?
Yeah, that was for you.
Is that just for this? Okay,
Yep.
good.
It's hot water. Rug wrap.
Again, that board.
wrap.
Rug wrap.
loves
I think
it.
the board. Yeah, I got to
You're gonna
retwist the back or
switch those
something.
around, yeah.
Rug wrap. All right. Are you familiar with Kids Bop?
Unfortunately.
Well, if you are, you're gonna guess the Kids Bop changed word or kind of like lyric
my
part
God.
for the original curse word. Your artist and song is Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
Yep.
The original lyric is "Grab my cup, put some liquor in it." We're looking to change that liquor, and I got 4 options for you here.
Yep.
Grab my cup, put some soda in it.
No.
Grab my cup, put some water in it. Grab my cup, put some Kool-Aid in it. Grab my cup, put some milk in it.
I think it's Kool-Aid, and I say that only because I think I've heard this a million times in my house. Is it Kool-Aid?
Skylar, you got anything you want to guess?
What were the first two again?
Soda, water, Kool-Aid, and milk. I can.
Water.
Water? It is water, actually. Yeah.
I'm 2 for 2 today.
Grab my cup, put some water in it. Yeah. I would have much rather had some Kool-Aid.
much
Yeah.
rather-
Yeah.
And then water. So
I
I'm
just
gonna-
thought there might be some like legal things about saying
Right,
Kool-Aid in it.
yeah.
Right, yeah. See,
I did almost put some specific sodas. I'm like,
I
yeah, I
feel
better
like
keep it.
I feel like a second round of this game, I would be more apt to this. Okay, it still looks like the same thing.
That's the point.
Are there any
Exactly.
doubles in here?
Yeah, I think there's like I started out with 6 plain, 6 sour, 6 spicy. Yeah, exactly. If you notice it right away, you might notice anything. Just solid milk chocolate.
Solid, delicious.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's nice. I'm glad you got a little
good
cool
break.
down there. Yeah.
That's good. I like
When
that.
Okay.
the first time I got the spicy one, I was like, yeah, no big deal. And then we went through another
Yeah.
game. I was like,
Had to
I, need
pause.
I need to change my mind. That was not.
That's not good.
Yep.
All right.
Last one here. New slang.
New slang.
All right.
Oh, God.
We need to change.
I know the blue
Just bump
spots on
everything
here.
over. Bump
Yeah.
everything over 2 next time.
All right, new slang. I'm gonna give you a pop culture word or term,
Okay.
and you give me your best guess of what you think that means.
Will my child have said this?
More this
Maybe,
one
maybe
probably.
your 12-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, and you might know this one. Your word is yeet.
Yep.
You know that one?
I think so.
I can use it in a sentence unless you're for sure. You want to go ahead and just
I
get
think
it.
yeah.
You just want to go
Can
for
I
it?
use it in a sentence?
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I would like to yeet something out a window, or something has been yeeted out of a window.
Okay.
Like tossed, thrown,
Yeah.
booted.
Skylar, got anything different?
Yeah, thrown quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. To throw something forcefully with a lack of concern. That's
Yeah.
a good word.
But also that you have to do the sound like yeet.
Yeah, I try not to
do
say
that.
it like
Yeah.
that because then it kind of helps give it away more of what the word yeet.
I hate the fact that I know that.
I use it all the time.
disappointed myself.
I've actually substituted yoink for yeet. I
Yeah.
think
I
like
yoink
that.
sounds
Yoink.
better.
Yes.
That's more like pulling something rather than pushing
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
But I use it the same.
This is a great bit.
Okay, so that was
I like
that was all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were quick ones. They were the same ones we always play.
So
The
ridiculous.
wheel likes those 3 games.
Yep.
We've
Gonna
almost every episode's been those 3.
Switch it over.
so good.
Well, we've got a. You haven't watched any episodes, so
No.
you don't know. We have the random games here, and then we have a custom game. Yeah. Do you have a name for this game?
The Sixth Sense is what we're calling
that's
this
right.
right now.
Sixth
It's part of
Sense.
the Sixth Sense we just created.
Yep.
I like this.
Yep. So
Will this be available for sale?
We might put it on the board. It's
Yes,
such a
I
good
like it,
game.
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So haven't quite worked out the logistics of how exactly we're gonna do this. But
In your drawer, there's a blindfold.
was there?
Yeah.
Or is it just these 2 eye patches?
I went to the store for a blindfold. They only had eye patches, so I bought 2.
I thought these were just.
This is
I thought these
great.
were just in the.
No, I
in
bought
the
them.
drawer.
The lady's like, I don't have blindfolds. And I was like, I'm gonna go look for something. And I found 2 eye patches. Like perfect. So you're gonna put these on.
All right. So now that you're.
That one's gotta go. Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow.
Oh God. Okay.
It's a good thing that I was covered.
Blind.
Protected.
You good?
Yep.
All right, just checking. All right.
Good thing you put the
This
glasses
is called
back on.
Sixth Sense because you're gonna need to use your sixth sense to figure out which of your 5 senses is being tested here. And today it's gonna be your taste sense.
I'm gonna hand you some random things that are all edible. There's
Okay.
no like where you're not gonna get sick.
Do you hold it up to his face or let him hold it?
Well, I think if I let you hold it,
Will I know what it is
maybe.
if I hold
That's
it?
the point. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
might know.
Patrick, I'm gonna feed you.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
I love this.
We'll let you know it's coming.
Close enough at this
Yep.
point. Yep.
Okay. You trust me.
Okay. And I need to guess what it is.
You need to guess
Yes.
what it is.
We're gonna give you 3 tries here.
Side
three
note,
three
we do
things.
this with our kids every once in a while.
Do you really?
and then yeah, we'll do this in the house just because we're freaking weird.
Do
Eye
you
patches look
use a
great.
blindfold or do you use 2 eye patches?
I'm now going to use 2 eye patches. I wasn't until now.
Cheaper than probably buying a blindfold.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm about to get in your bubble here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yep.
And I'm gonna let you'll be able to tell that
Your
it's
dad,
close.
you use a feed.
You can,
This is good.
There you
you
go.
can lean
There you go.
in and take a bite.
Oh, fuck you. Sorry, I can't curse on this thing.
You very much can.
God.
Yeah. You very much can.
Oh, God, you are terrible.
Do you know what
get?
that is?
Yeah, it's a stupid cantaloupe. I hate everything about what I'm doing right now.
1 for 1. One for one.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that thing. Oh, I would rather have so much more of that hot honey in my face right now.
Okay.
Oh,
You need some water.
God, that's terrible.
You need some water.
You want
That
water?
is the devil. God, it's terrible.
Here
Okay,
comes
well,
number 2.
we're gonna rinse it down here. We got something else to eat. Okay, I'll be in your bubble.
Hold your face out, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Lean forward and bite.
You have muskmelon? Oh, my
Any
God.
idea? Because that one's going to be really hard to guess.
That's that damn green thing, isn't it?
It is a green thing, but do you know the name of it? Because I'd never even heard of this one.
I call it a muskmelon or devil fruit or just shit fruit. That's the green thing.
That one is called the Santa Claus melon.
Santa Claus melon.
Have you heard of that one before?
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either. That's why I got it. I was like, I had to try it.
It's equally as terrible at whatever its counterpart is.
That's a tough one. 1 for 2, though.
The wrap job on this is intense.
It's the third one here.
Third one, here we go. Last
It's
one.
definitely not what you think.
Unless it is, and I'm going to be so mad about it again.
All right, are you ready?
No.
And big bite. Dinosaur bite. There we go.
Watermelon? Oh, God. This is officially the worst game. This is the worst game.
I think
Three,
opinions
man.
are going to vary.
Oh, my God.
That was
You
it.
can remove
That was
your
it.
patches.
Was that 3 for 3 or 2 for 3?
2 for 3.
Oh, my God.
I mean, kind of 3 for 3. It was a green melon. That
So-
was pretty solid.
That's...
We got. If we can loop everybody in on the gag here,
That is-
Patrick does not like melons.
In the
at
slightest.
all.
It doesn't matter what the melon
By
is.
the way, every once in a while, someone will accuse me of, you just don't taste it because you're being stubborn. No, I officially freaking hate it.
He was so happy when he came in here. He's a little riled up now.
Any guesses how we found out all this information?
Oh, if my wife had anything to do with this, I'm guessing. Thank you, honey.
It might have been. It might have
man.
been.
Holy Hannah.
You want to dip back in the box?
I do actually.
Just
have
a
one
palate
more, yeah,
cleanse?
one more of these
Yeah.
to pass on. Because I want to get a sour one.
Oh, man. That was pretty funny on my end. That sour one, you hit one of each. You're crushing it today, yeah.
That's better than a melon.
That was why, as we're getting ready, I was like, we got to get him something to drink.
Yeah. I forgot. That was a good reason, yeah.
He might not like everything.
I just thought you knew I'd sweat a lot. Nope.
Nope, that was it.
It was
Oh
for
my
the
God.
melons.
Well, we got one last game, and you don't have to eat anything.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
I do not.
We have got some buckets in front of you.
I like this.
Each bucket has a corresponding prize, and we will tell you the prize. Well, you can probably see the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What mystery prizes for the others?
2 and 3, yeah. You
We
gotta hit 'em.
will. We'll let you know. So
Okay.
you throw, and if you get it in there, we're just going to advance to the next ones, and then we'll tell you what the prizes are. Tell you which one.
I like
Okay.
it. And there's not melon? Melon is not
There's
the-
no melon.
Right.
If you miss.
If I just do this.
Oh my God! You won! Yeah! We'll dig through that bucket here in a second.
Okay.
But here I got
Got it.
another ball for you.
All
Let's
right.
aim for the second one.
All right.
Boom.
Nailed it! You're so good at this
Pretty
game.
good at this, yeah.
Yeah.
You just won an IOU from Treat Theater. So any treat off my menu board you can have, yeah.
Oh, I am so excited for that.
Hey, nailed it! Guess what you just won,
What did I
Patrick?
win?
You won an instant coffee tin from Thunder Coffee.
I did.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
get 6 dissolvable packets in a reusable tin, and it's just black coffee, the thing that you love and you order all the time.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
I'm the most boring coffee orderer that ever comes here.
It's, you know what? It allows us to elevate our customer experience. We see Patrick coming on in.
It's already there.
Yeah.
It is the weirdest thing in the world where like I will come in with somebody that I don't necessarily know or I've never met before,
Yeah.
and they'll have one right there.
Dang.
That's customer service at its finest.
It's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
awesome.
It's an
Yay!
easy order to memorize.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
So you need to rifle through this first bin here, and you need to pick.
It's
Don't quote me.
don't quote me.
The name of the show you're on.
Oh well, I'm getting this one for
Okay.
sure.
All right.
Okay,
I
anything
want
on, anything on the
Cool.
back of it? I don't know anything on the
don't
back
think
of that
there
one.
was.
Make
No,
sure.
I'll
Okay.
ask for your autographs on
Clean.
the back.
Nice.
Okay.
Ah,
yeah,
yeah.
that'll work.
Do that.
Wonderful.
That's an excellent
That's
shirt.
awesome, Patrick.
Yes.
What is a way that people can support what you're doing?
I would say you should just hang out and go to dogoodbetterconsulting.com.
Okay.
And then if you know of a nonprofit that just needs a little bit of help or a little bit of TLC, let me know how I can be of service there.
Sure.
It's pretty easy peasy. But really it is, if you could do me a favor, just support your local nonprofits and do as much as you possibly can. So
Let's-
give time or talent. If you can give treasure, awesome.
Yeah.
But any way that you can help actually nonprofits helps everybody else. It's like rising tide helps all ships kind
Yeah,
of bit. So
yeah.
whatever you can do, like literally give them a bit of your time, give them a bit of your perspective, give them a bit of your cash. Every bit helps and it's great.
Yeah.
Any social media people can follow your stuff on?
Fundraising Dad. You can find me on whatever X is now, Twitter X, or Instagram or Facebook. You can find me. I'm pretty findable. So
Do Good Consulting got Instagram or anything?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've been a great guest. This was a lot of fun for me.
Absolutely.
It was almost all fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Melon.
Well, yeah, thank you to our guest, Patrick, for being here. Thank you to Treat Theater for the amazing chocolates, the chocolates of consequence. Thank you to Thunder Coffee for sponsoring the prizes. And thank you to Furniture Mission of the Red River Valley for the amazing set pieces here and for being good neighbors. Well, we hope you like what you heard today. But remember, don't quote me. Hey, Steve.
So, if they made an extra medium shirt, do you think it would be more like an extra small and be smaller than a medium, or like an extra large and be larger than a large?
Hold on. Extra medium.
Yes. Would it be smaller than a medium or
Yes.
bigger than a medium?
It's going to be smaller than a medium, yeah.
Why not
Otherwise,
more
it would
towards
be-
the large?
Well, because it would be double medium, right? Like it's
XL.
double XL.
XL, not X, is bigger than L. XS.
Yeah, but then you go to double XL, right?
Yeah.
So if you went extra medium, that's going to be extra small. Like small is
Yeah.
extra small.
Well, yeah, extra small, smaller. Extra small is first, then small.
Yeah. Then
then
extra
large.
medium.
And then
Yeah.
and then extra medium?
So we're going extra small,
Yes.
small,
Yes.
extra medium, medium,
Large.
large,
Then XL.
extra large.
Yeah, it's after the large. That's
Then
what's
double X. No, I'm right. I'm right on this.
okay. Just something
I'm
to
right.
think on.
You're wrong.
Something to think on.
Well, that was fun and weird.